South Africans are remembering those who died in Sharpeville today in 1960. It's a very tough day for many people to talk about. Well, let's speak to someone who actually witnessed the tragedy firsthand. It's Dr. Mark Shinners, who was in Sharpeville on that fateful day. Dr. Shinners, good to have you with us. I can't imagine, as someone of my age, I can't go and imagine what it must have been like to be in Sharpeville back in this day. Take us through that moment when you realized what was happening.
Just a slight correction. We were a generation that came just after Sharpville,
Right.
but we were also too near enough to virtually say that we've had first-hand experience in that we interacted with people who were exposed, photographers, journalists like Peter Magubane and Mofat Zungu, but also with people from the VAL who served with us in jail, like Steve Lepia and Tsolo and others. And let me say offhand, it was a horrendous type of experience. Dr. Magubane narrated, says that as a photographer, he nearly lost his job because as he was taking photos and there was a shooting, he was scared of getting too near. And when he went back to hand over the spools and they were developed, his boss came and gave him a rack and says that you were too far. Now he says, how would it be too near when people were dying in front of you, they were being shot? It's a painful day when you get narrations of the mother bearing the child in the back and the child is hit and died. The mother is hit and she dies, and she was bearing another child who was coming. So you say the massacre, it's just in one family. You have a mother, a child, and a child was still to be born. And these are some of the experiences that people carried and they narrated from time to time. And we have those even today, if they're still living on, and I thought I'd have the chance to meet them today as we're celebrating, who are maimed for life. And after 54 years, they are maimed for life, and there seems to be no amount of assistance in terms of their handicaps, the fact that they've not been able to earn any income for so many years. But yet, of course, there is also that sense of fulfillment that, given hindsight, they see that that day was momentous, not only for the people of Sharpville, but for South Africa as a whole.
Talk to me about Sharpeville today compared to in your younger days when you were still in Sharpeville. We've been hearing from senior residents in the area, I say that respectfully, that say life hasn't changed for those in Sharpeville. They think those who died in vain.
It's awful. Let me put it at this level. I think the feeling today, we celebrated significantly with our new partners in Alliance, the Economic Freedom Fighters, SOPA, and also in absence the BCM people. And I think the feeling was that, well, yes, the people suffered, blood was shed, but we hold and we cherish that memory, because for us, that memory, the blood that was spilled there, as Sobukwe would say, it nourished the tree of freedom. And I think that is what it is. But looking at the material conditions of the people, oh yes, it's a lot to be desired. For so many families, actually, things have gone backwards. And for a few where you have middle income earners, at least there's some improvement here and there. So yes, there are big challenges in terms of that. But of course, the bigger one is also in terms of acknowledgement of this very day, because as a PEC, we're not quite happy. In fact, we're quite angry that the government saw it fit to change the national significance of this day. Instead of Sharpville Day, they'll call it Human Rights Day. There's nothing wrong with, I think, we're celebrating human rights, But in terms of trying to alienate the term Sharpville from this great occasion, we understand that humanity, the world over, they understand what Sharpville means.
We had Alton Mpete with us a few minutes ago. I'm not sure if you're aware that I spoke to Alton Mpete. He was saying that today the ANC actively blocked the PAC in some of their celebrations. Is there any dialogue between the PAC and the ANC about this? But this has been an issue for many, many years. At what point do you sit around a table and try and sort this out?
Well, you know, there's a saying that power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I think that's our experience with our brothers and sisters in the ANC, because there was absolutely no reason. We were graceful enough at the graveyard, at the cemetery, to give our respects and clear up, to give them also a chance, because we understand that the matters of Sharpville are also national matters to all South Africans. But lo and behold, they lock us out from the memorial. They put the police there. They wouldn't even allow even President Mpete himself to go in. And this was insensitive and at the best arrogant.
We'll have to leave it there for the moment. And what is a tragic day at the best of times as well. It's a huge pleasure to have you in today. Thank you for sharing your memories. It's Dr. Mark Shinners sharing his memories of the era of the Sharpeville massacre. He knows many, many people that were there on the day, and just taking us back to those years and what it was like in the days and the years after Sharpeville. We're back in just a moment.
You deserve to know more. eNCA.com.